Is it raining outside? Oh, it's the track? Okay, cool. It's old school, man. The first person I hate, I put him on this verse like my fucking landlord that shows up on the first. Motherfucker better chill out. I'm paying up, I promise. Removing the kind of cash and still staying as calm as Osama with the bomb round his neck, causing dramas. I'll end up in a job interview in my pajamas. Punchlines are what the new kids like. It's not supposed to make sense.
What's up, my people? I hope you're having a fantastic Monday. Mondays, I hate Mondays. Fuck, man. I hope you guys are good. Thank you so much for checking out the channel. I really do appreciate it. Man, I got some big news today, and I got a small story to share with you guys today. So let's get right into the story, man. Shit. So, of course, you've seen the title. It's talking about G2. You guys must be wondering, what the freaking hell is a G2? Is that like a machine gun or something? Nah, man. I'm going to take you back, all the way back to, let's say, 2007 and 2007, 2008. And I'm going to give you guys a small story about a person that really influenced me to really go hard into this hip hop and really get influenced by like music and just rap in general. And it's just amazing that you can reconnect with someone that you've probably never even met in person after such a long time. You've had chats here and there, and you've planned to do things, but things haven't like materialized because life happens, and that's how life is. You get into this struggle and try to like pay bills and shit, and you totally forget about your hopes and dreams. And just to reconnect with some old friends, and G2 is an old friend, and just to reconnect back with this guy after so many years is just amazing and brings back good memories. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what he's done and how he has influenced me to be the person that I am today in terms of music. And so I'll give you a quick story. So we'll start off at the time when I just got into hip hop and I wanted to write some lyrics down. Everyone's gone through this phase in high school when they first pick up a pen and start writing some poetry, and they want to share some of their thoughts on paper and put like some lyrics down. And some people venture off into like painting and art, and some people venture off into like sports. Some people go into like poetry, but it's like I wanted to go into like hip hop and writing lyrics and stuff, and rapping in the corner and stuff. And I used to do that with a very close friend of mine in high school called Tony. Tony was the first person that actually showed me. He kind of introduced me to Eminem and Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg and all these rappers, legendary rappers. And when I heard about these guys and I saw what they were doing, and I just like hip hop was just a way of life. It's like the way they dressed, especially back in 2002, 2001. I don't know if you guys have watched the Up in Smoke tour. I mean, the way they dressed, the way they talked, the way they walked, it was just a whole different level. And it really influenced me, and it just got my attention. I started dressing that way, started acting that way, started talking that way, with that slang, with that yeah. So it really influenced me back then when I was a teenager. And when something grasps your attention at that young, fragile age, when your mind is just developing, it's like it just really takes a hold of you, and that then just defines your personality from then on. Some people latch on to other things, and they just grow into that kind of a personality. But for me, that's what it was. I got influenced by hip hop at a very, I would say, relatively young age, I guess, in my early teens, and even towards my late teens. It really took a hold of me. And so anyway, I wanted to leave my mark in the world. I wanted to create content and get this content played on radio stations. Now, of course, in Kenya, how things work in Kenya is you normally need to know someone who knows someone who can then, connect you with the right sources and get you gigs or get your content played on radio stations. And of course, back in the days, we didn't have anything like the internet, really, like what I'm doing right now. We didn't have this shit, and we would have our content played on CDs. We would submit our CDs to radio stations, or we would physically take our physical copies of our music and content to places where we wanted to get heard. Poof. Thank you for checking out the channel. Yes, I've missed you. You haven't actually. I haven't seen you in a while. You've not logged in for a while, so thank you for checking out the channel. It's good to see that you're back, and thank you for the compliments. So yeah, so I was talking about, you have to physically take your content to these radio stations back in 2007, 2000. I'm talking about 2007, 2006, 2007, 2008. And there was nothing like the internet where you could just upload your music and, people could just directly get it. That time you had to physically print. Now, as a teenager, of course, you've got, thank you so much. You have an environment. Oh, fuck, man. I was going to talk about environmental DJ Skate. Thank you. DJ Skate, thank you for checking out. This was exactly what I was gonna talk about this album. So I'm coming there. Stop jumping the freaking gun, man. DJ Skate. Thank you for checking out the channel. Fuck, I was gonna mention you, by the way. All right, okay. Let me just say the story, man. Relax. Okay. So 2007, 2008, you have to physically print the copies of your music so that you can take it to the radio station, and the radio station will determine if they can play this content, and then that's how you get recognition. You can't post your content online because there wasn't online. Online didn't exist. We were all offline. So we were all offline, and that's how I'm not going to say we, because you guys could have been in a different generation, especially you, Sab. But so that's how I survived, because I had to get my content out there. I wanted people to check out my content. And how do I do this? Print it out on CD. So I had to save up some money first so that I could get recording equipment. I had to get a CD writer. There was a time that there were laptops that were being sold that you could buy with inbuilt CD writers. I couldn't even afford that shit. I had to know a friend who knew a friend who could burn on your CD for you, Sab, yeah, but Sab, I don't know. I don't think you were into thank you, Miriam, for checking out the channel. I really do appreciate it. So Sab, yes, we're both from the 90s, but I don't think you were creating content on and printing it out on CDs. Okay, so I think yours is a different situation. Okay, let me just finish the story. Okay. So I knew the guy who knew another guy who had connections to printing out, to submitting the content to the radio stations. And I said, look, can you make us meet together so that we can talk and see if I can create some content for this guy and he can give it to the radio stations for me, and then we see if these radio stations will play my content. He said, okay, fine, we'll make the meeting. A couple of days later, after a lot of giving money under the table, you know how things work in Kenya. You have to, what's the word? Lipa kitu kidogo. You pay a little bit of money here and there, and then you can get someone to, get some attention, and okay, yes, we will arrange the meeting. So the meeting happens. I meet the guy and I tell him, look, I'm really into hip hop. I think I've got some really good content, and I really hope that if it's possible, you could link me up to some radio stations. He's like, yeah, and he was talking a lot. He was like, yeah, I know people at Hot 98.1. I know people at this FM radio station, homeboys and all that kind of shit. Man, don't worry, bro. I'll link you up, bro. Don't worry, man. I'll link you up. I was so psyched up. I was so happy. I was like, shit, my life is made. Like, from here, I don't need to work a day in my life. I'm going to be a rapper, man. I was going to be a rapper. But So he's like, okay, so what you need to do is just give me a CD with your content on it, your best content. Just put it on a CD, burn it out, and give it to me, and I'll take it to these radio stations. I was like, okay. He's like, how long do you need? I was like, dude, just give me like a month. That month, I think I was 18 at that time, 18 or 19. I can't remember exactly. That month, I worked my ass off. I wrote lyrics. I made everything from, like, I did the beats, I did the lyrics and everything. So this was the album. This is what the album looked like. Even the album art, man. I did this album art. It looked like shit. The whole album art looked like shit. What the freaking hell was I thinking, man? I did this. I worked my ass off. Like this was like even bigger than my school project. This was even bigger than my Form 4 A level, Form 4 what is it called? Like the O level exams, man. Like O level exams were like so important back in the days. This was even bigger than that, you know? This was the secret project I was working on. I spent days and nights working on the beats, writing the lyrics. I got like some cheap microphone. I modified it, connected it to my laptop, which was a shitty laptop back in the days. And I just put like, and even the tools that I used to make the songs that are on this album. First of all, this album, I will never, never, ever put this online because it's, when you listen to it today, it's like, what the freaking hell was I thinking? So this is never going to go online. And there's only one person who has this, DJ Skate, because and I was literally just gonna like today I'm gonna mention DJ Skate because yes, DJ Skate, Leo, you've got this album, the horrors. Yes, okay, there's some content that's kind of good, but it's just anyway. So I worked my ass off, and I had no clue what mixing and mastering is. All I know is there's a beat and there's a vocal, and you mix these two together, and there you've got a song. It's done. And even the tools that I used were really shitty and crappy, and the format was just crap. I said, "Fuck it, man. At the end of the day, I'm going to do my best with the tools that I have." In the back of my head, I was thinking, they will look at me and see, wow, even with limited resources, he was able to make such good content. Well, that wasn't the case. Anyway, I gave him the CD. After a month, I met up with the guy, and I was like, "Yo, bro, here's the CD, man. Give it to these guys. Let them hear this shit." Okay. He took the CD. After that, it was just prayers. Prayers, oh please. Every day I'd go back. I'd go to school every day and I'd talk to my friends about it. I'd tell them like, "Yo, man, the CD is in the pipeline, man. The CD is in the pipeline, man." And I was so psyched and hyped up about it, But then I forgot I was in Kenya. Because the way things work in Kenya is, you make an application or you do something and then you wait, and then you wait, and then you wait, and then weeks turned to months. I even finished my O-level exams. And I was like, where the fuck is this dude, man? He's not even reached. So I kept calling him, messaging him. He's like, "Yo, bro, don't worry. I'm just waiting for the radio stations to get back to me. I've already submitted your CD. Don't worry about it." I had only enough money to make that one CD. I had money. I had to put money aside to bribe the guy. Okay. I had to put money aside to arrange the meeting. So the guy who knew the guy, I had to pay that guy. Then I paid the guy who actually I met with to forward my application. And then after all these expenses, and then I still had to pay money to burn the CD, to package it, to put it at least in a case. I didn't want to just give him a CD like, here you go, bro. So, and you're a teenager at this point. The only money that you have is your freaking lunch money, man. I was starving, man. That's why I was so skinny back in the days. Look at me. So gave him, and I didn't hear from the guy, and I was like, what the freaking hell is going on? All right. Now, I mentioned it in school that I had given this guy my CD to give it to the radio stations. And one of my friends told me, like, hang on a second, who did you give this CD to? I can't remember the exact guy's name, but when I mentioned his name to my friend, and my friend was like, what? You gave this dude your CD. All this dude does is chew Mira. He just Mira is like those sticks of like those well, not weed sticks. What are those things called? Those twigs or something like they chew the stems off the thing. All he does is this, he just chews that shit, sits in his car all day, and he plays local underground people's music in his car, and he just laughs, and that's it. That's he knows no one at the radio station. He's just a hustler. He's hustled you, bro. Man, I was so pissed off. I was so pissed because I waited for months with such high hopes and dreams. Like I'm gonna be a rapper, man. I already started buying chains. Look at that. I bought chains and everything. All the hoodies and everything. I called the guy up. I was like, "Yo, listen. I heard from a connection of mine. I heard some rumors that all you do is chew Mira and sit in your car all day and you laugh at people's music. That everyone that gives you their CD, you just laugh at that music and you just play it in your car and you just drive around South Sea. That's all you do." He's like, "No, no, that's not what I do, bro. I gave it to the radio station." I was like, "I'm done. I've waited long enough. I want you to come back and give me my CD back." Because that was the only copy I had. And I was such an idiot. I was such an idiot. I couldn't even make, I don't know why. I think I lost the copy of all the songs that were on that thing. Because I only put it on the CD and I was like, yeah, that's more than enough. It's a hard copy. It's fine. I was such an idiot. That was the only copy that I had and I gave it to him. I was like, "You meet me back and you give me my fucking CD back right now." So he showed up that evening to my door and he was drunk. He was so freaking high, and I could just smell the alcohol from him. And I was like, "Where's my CD?" He's like, "All right." He gave me the CD. Now, when he gave me the CD back, it was weird. I looked at the CD and it had the letter G2 written on it. So when I gave him the CD, it was just a normal blank CD, right? But it was at least packaged in a case. When he returned it to me, he just took it out of his pocket like it was some random drug thing, and he just gave it to me. He's like, "Here's your CD." I was like, "Where's the freaking packaging? Where's the case that I spent so much money printing out this freaking label?" He's like, "Oh, I lost the case, bro. I don't know where." Here's the CD, and the CD had some G2 written on it. And I was like, "G2, what's this?" Okay, I didn't think too much of it. I thought maybe he was just like maybe people at the radio station or someone, because I still felt like maybe he might have given it to someone and they just scribbled something on the thing. Timothy, thank you so much for checking out the channel. Yeah, unbelievable. Exactly, but it's believable. I can believe it now. So anyway, so I was like, okay, cool. This guy, he's just a freaking drunkard. I'll just have to hustle on my own. I'll just have to do whatever the fuck I need to do in order to get my content out there. I can't rely on anyone. I need to take the steps myself. I need to be the producer. I need to be the marketer. I need to be the rapper. I need to be everything. I need to be the all in one, the all in one band, the rubber band. Anyway, he gave me the CD back and I saw the G2 written on it and I didn't think much of it. I put it in my backpack. I went with it to school. It sat in my backpack for quite some time, a couple of days, couple of weeks. Now, another one of my friends in high school, they found out that I was also like into like hip hop and music and all that kind of stuff. And he asked me like, "Yo, do you have some music?" I was like, "Yeah, I have some music. Of course I do." So I gave him the CD. He looked at the CD. He's like, "Yeah, cool. Okay." G2 is like, "Yeah, no, just it's got 11 tracks. The album had 11 tracks. The name of the album was Environmental Factor. It had 11 tracks on it." So I gave him the CD. He's like, "Just check out the 11 tracks. I did all the mixing and mastering myself, and I made the beats myself and all that shit. Just trying to hype up the album." He's like, "All right, cool. I'll go check it out." He went. He checked it out. The next day he came back. Now, obviously, this is back in the days. We don't have WhatsApp. We don't have texts. You have to wait until you meet the person to realize, okay, this is what this guy thinks about this. There's nothing like, "I'm going to post a comment about yours." There's nothing like that shit. Okay. It's just, I'll meet you in person. I'll tell you what I think. That's how things were done when we were offline. So I met up with him the next day and he's like, bro, there's only one song on this album. One song? What do you mean one song? There are 11 tracks on the album. He's like, no, there's only one song. It's called South Sea. I was like, South Sea? What the fuck? What do you mean South Sea? He's like, yeah, bro, just this, just an album. It's just one. It's not an album. It's just one song on the whole CD. I was like, are you sure? Did you? Where did you put it? And I asked him all the questions. Did you put it in the computer? Did you use it in an MP3 player? What did you Because sometimes there were back in the days you had MP3 players that could like they could like detect only certain formats like MP3 or Wave or something like that. Maybe it was because I burned it in MP3. Maybe it wasn't an MP3 player. So I asked him all these technical questions. But he was like, no, bro, I tested on everything. I put it on the laptop. I put it on the CD player. I just played one song. It was South Sea. And then he's like, but you sound so different. You don't sound like the way you sound like right now. It's like, what do you mean? It's like, you sound a bit like you just sound different. Are you sure that's you? Now at this point, I was like, what the fuck have you been listening to? What have you heard that I haven't? Is this my content? So I took the CD back home and I played it. And but before I even play that, before I even say anything about it, he told me like, I really love the fact that you're repping South Sea, and the lyrics were really cool, and you copied this song, New York by Ja Rule, and I was like, what? So I went back home, I put the CD in, and I played it, and this is the song that I heard. This was the song that I heard.
G2.
Yeah, Speedy G.
We say New York, nigga.
Yeah.
This is South Sea.
So I'll play the song towards the end. And this was the first time that I heard G2. And then I found out through some friends that he was also Indian and he lives in South Sea and he's done all this production work and he's done all this. And I was like, man, and so that's when the ball got rolling and I was like, shit, this is amazing. Like there's also other people around in my area that are also, trying to get their content out there, just trying to like produce music, and they're also like, they've also got the same passion. And it was just like skateboarding. It's like I was a skateboarder, and I saw when I would walk around outside and I'd see someone on the skateboard, and I'd be like, oh, skateboarder, and it's just that instant connection. So it was just like that back in that time, because I didn't really know a lot of people that were into music production or they wanted to, create music back then, and of course, without the internet, there wasn't that way of making that community. So when I heard this dude and I heard this song that he did, man, and then I heard the lyrics and everything, and I really struggled. It was a bit difficult to get in contact with G2, and after some time, I think at that time I managed to get his number, or I think I think I got him on Facebook. I was on Facebook that time, and so I reached out to him and we talked, and we had planned to do like a collaboration. So I asked him like, yo, bro, is it possible if I could just use your song? So now the song that I'm gonna play is obviously the one that I've now merged my vocals on top of his song. Like I've done a remix of his version, obviously. And so I asked him like, hey, bro, is it possible that I could just tweak your song and just add my verse in there in the second verse? Like, yeah, bro, just go ahead, just play around with it, whatever you want to do. So I did the remix, and then I sent him the sample, and I'll play the sample, the one I sent him. And he really liked it, and so from there, then the friendship grew, and I was like, we should definitely meet up and collaborate on a song. Man, this was back in 2008, 2009. Ever since then, things have happened in my life, that has just completely thrown me off course. And I think this has happened to everyone. Life happens, shit happens, and you don't get to do the things that you dream of doing, and you have to put these dreams aside. But a couple of days ago, I reached out to this guy, and I found him on LinkedIn, and I reached out to him, and I was like, maybe he'll reply, maybe, I don't know, let's give it a try and let's see. And he got back to me, and he's like, yeah, it's really good to be in touch with you, and he told me so he's working on a home. He's working on building a home studio, and probably he'll have that ready by the end of this year. And we're definitely looking forward to working on a new, obviously going to have some collaborations and work on some new songs together. So I'm really looking forward to that. So G2, bro, I am just super psyched to work with you, man. You were the first person that influenced me to get into like, rapping and hip hop and all that stuff. And I just, when I saw that you could do it, then it really motivated me to do it as well. So, so this session is for you. This is dedicated to you, man. So anyway, that was it, guys. I hope you liked the story, and I really do appreciate it. And so before I sign out, I'm going to play the South Sea song. And let me know what you guys think. Obviously just hit a like and drop a comment or whatever. And thank you all for checking out the channel. Timothy, Miriam, Sab, DJ Skate, and Poof, of course. Although I haven't seen Sab. Oh, Sab's there, yeah. I really do appreciate it, guys. So here you go. This is G2 from South Sea. Now he Warzone. Yeah, DJ Skate. Warzone was one of that. In fact, let me see if I can. I'm not gonna play all the songs from that album. The album was shit, man. When you play it today, it's like, what the hell, man? So I got Old Phone Test, Introduction, That's What Friends Are For, Wannabe, Make You Look Dumb, War, Skate Till My Death, South Sea, Look Out Your Window, Nobody, and then Skate Till My Death Part 2. Man, the listing was crazy, man. But anyway, this is South Sea, the remixed version with me in it. So yeah, enjoy.
Yeah. G2.
And Speedy G.
This ain't New York, nigga.
Yeah.
This is South Sea. Street Squad. We got stories too. I got 100 guns and 100 clips, nigga. I'm from South Sea. Mind full of motherfucking gangster shit, nigga. I'm from South Sea. I got 100 guns and 100 clips, nigga. I'm from South Sea. Mind full of motherfucking gangster shit, nigga. I'm from South Sea. Ain't no games being played, G2 on the track. Stepped in the game to put South Sea on the map. Many of these fake artists don't know how to rap. When it comes to the beat, all they do is crap. Fuck fame, I don't need that, I'm here for cash. From the street where a phone call can blaze your ass. I don't need any help, I'm the best in class of hip hop. And I don't need the gap. Used to have a bulldog, not the one that barks. I mean the one with the leadership and loves to spark. If the industry was a sea, then I'd be a shark, no shit. I will be on top. Chris Love in LA, he's still keeping it thug. Red rag and bandana, still keeping it blood. Believe that G2 can lay you down in the bomb of the industry to take the crown. I got 100 guns and 100 clips, nigga. I'm from South Sea. Mind full of motherfucking gangster shit, nigga. I'm from South Sea. I got 100 guns and 100 clips, nigga. I'm from South Sea. Mind full of motherfucking gangster shit, nigga. I'm from South Sea.
And I'm another one of those brothers that come from South Sea, wearing the right leather. No one should doubt me. You better ask your mother before agreeing to battle me. Cause I'm Speedy G, I'll make you scream it loudly. I can be a bitch and make your bitch get a facelift. Snitch your bracelets, get you wasted. You better face it, I'll make you suck my dick. And if you're lucky, I'ma show you how to fuck a chick. Cause beef always has a way to find me. So watch whatever you say whenever you're behind me. In a way you better stay away, don't remind me the way I unleash rage so blindly. I can make the ground sway or tremble lightly. I'm like the spark that glows in the dark brightly. Every day is grey and people try me, but in the end, in a way, they wanna be like me. I'm like,
got 100 guns and 100 clips, nigga. I'm from South Sea. Mind full of motherfucking gangster shit, nigga. I'm from South Sea. I got 100 guns and 100 clips, nigga. I'm from South Sea. Mind full of motherfucking gangster shit, nigga. I'm from South Sea.